What's up, guys? We are running a deal with Concrete Pump Repair out of Cleveland, Ohio, to give you guys a little savings. It's 5% off. Anything and everything you need, excluding boom systems. Boom systems are not included in on this deal. So if you need anything and everything, call them up, 5% off. I'm talking about clamps, reducers, hose, pump parts, anything you need, excluding boom systems. Just tell them you heard about it from Caleb on YouTube at Concrete Pumping Service, and you'll get that automatic 5% off. And if this goes over well, that number may increase. So go over there, anything and everything you need, 5% off. Just mention my name. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the skate park for our final time. They needed me on Thursday, but I have another job that is about 3.5 hours north of here on Lake Pickerel. So I will not be able to do the final pump, but we got this little section over here today, and then they'll come back and do this one on Thursday, the easiest one. So then I also was not able to do this one too because we had machine problems, which I guess I can get into here for a little bit. So what would happen is I would turn the key. I would turn the key and all these would just be dashes. Then I'd have a diamond popping up here with an exclamation point. It would just flash. And it was because the motor was not getting communication with the computer system. So we brought it to a Deutz dealer here in Sioux Falls, and we found out that it was this fuse box right here. The fuse in there was just a touch loose, and it would make it lose communication with the computer. Therefore, the engine would sit there and crank and crank and crank and crank and crank and crank and crank, but it would not fire. But we got that figured out. That was last week Tuesday. We got that figured out literally an hour and a half after it happened. But I was still out this job for the skate park, so not too bad. We were able to then in return go and pump our second job that day, and that was a long one, so that one made up for not doing this one, but is what it is. So but we have been leaving our hose lay out here, so I literally just have to put a clamp on that, go add one to the end, and then we can hook all this stuff up to the back. Easy peasy. So we will do that, and we will get back with you when the mud arrives, and hopefully it's on time. They have been notorious for being 35 to 45 minutes late pretty consistently, so cross your fingers. Alright, we are pretty much set up and ready to rock, just waiting on mud. Well, this is still on. Turn that off. What time is it actually? But it should be here in less than 5 minutes, or just over 5 minutes, one of the two. There we go. So while we're waiting, we'll mix primer for our next job, which is the cow farm, the dairy farm. And with that, we are going to use bentonite. concrete's here. And it's only 15 minutes late instead of 45, so we're off to a grand start. Going good though. Missed the prime, of course. Always do for some reason. And we're not gonna take any hose off today because we only got 100 feet out. And I don't feel like shaking. That should be all right. I don't feel like shaking and baking, so we're just gonna flop it all out here and suck a ball back and clean them all at once. All right, we're done with the first 9 yards, and I think this truck has 4 on it. But you see, this is why we douse this thing in oil, and we make sure we get oil all the way down in those cracks, because, well, you see why. And you don't want concrete to get hard, like on these threads right here, because then you can't tighten it or loosen. Well, you could loosen it, but you couldn't tighten it. You have to clean it off. When at the end of the day, or at the end of the pump, when I get done, I can just take a pressure wash through that. This stuff comes right off, and you don't have to work so hard to keep it clean. Beautiful. We'll get him mixed up and get rolling. Ready when you are.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. You want to? Well, I'm better at raking the concrete.
All right, ready?
I can do a pump, but not this kind of pump.
Ooh, that's a plug. You mic?
Yep.
Ah, don't drive that across there like that.
Here, bring it like over here real quick. There might be another one in there. We'll pump it slow for a little bit. Whatever's in there. There we go. I think we're back to normal now. Fill it in?
A whole bunch right behind there, though. Yeah, you go around a little bit. Okay, now I'm good. Now I'm good. Once more. Hold up. Right here. Okay. There you go. Okay. Okay, there we go. That's good. Alright, level this up then.
Should be good, but well, yeah, don't fill this up anymore. Hopefully this will be enough. A little more.
But he's got things to do. Alright, right here too. Little shot.
Doing a little blasting.
Not a lot. Yeah. Love it. Love it.
All right, we got that first job knocked out, no problemos. And now we got about, I've been driving for probably 10 minutes or so, so about a 35-40 minute drive to the dairy farm where we will be filling up tubes on top of cow poo. So we'll see you when we get there. We haven't made it to the dairy farm. Get ready for it. Smells like money. This is a big dairy farm. This is the gas tank. So, and here's our poop pond for us today. Looks like we got to go down there and around and come down. Shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that's what we're doing. Just filling all that PVC pipe that's on there to hold it down, help hold it down. And they got a pipe all the way around the perimeter underneath that tarp that sucks all that gas in, puts it up into here. There's like a purifier here that takes all the impurities out of the gas and burns off all of the bad gas. And then inside that tank is nothing but pure methane. So we will we'll make our truck around the side, get down in there and start hooking it up. We do have to find our saddle point. I guess since we got a decent view from up here, we will try to find where our connection is. Oh, I can see it already. It's right there on the corner. Right about in there. So we'll pull up on the road right there. Looks like we got 50 feet and then our 10-foot 2-inch that we'll reduce down to so we can connect to their little nipple, and we'll pump her all full. So over here you have a pond. It's really not that bad. It doesn't stink near as bad as that the last plant we were at, the last dairy farm. This is actually not bad. I am gonna go right up to the edge of this one. Yeah. I mean, you could smell it a little bit, but it's nothing like the other one. Maybe because the wind is going that way and it's literally just pushing, but I still feel like, I mean, that is gross. And then here's where we will be doing the dirty deed. So right here, here's the pipe. This pipe sucks all the gas in, goes around the whole entire thing. Wait for it. There it is. There's the water bed. I hope this is just fucking water, because it just sinks. Right, where are my boots? Oh, I should probably put a bigger boot. I should go put on my wet boots, because these are not waterproof. Get up here quick. Yeah, we'll go put on our knee highs. Yeah, we'll just connect to there. We'll have freaking 50 foot of hose. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's get to her. It's like a slide. You get your feet wet, and then this, it just turns so slippery. Man. So slippery. When I was doing another one on Friday, today's Monday. When I did one on Friday, it started to rain on us, sprinkle a little bit. And that was not, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it just makes this so slippery that once you get down in there, it's just, it's so hard to get out. Let's see here. So you can kind of tell, so right there in the middle, I think that's where they got a lot of gas, and it's starting to bubble up right there. If you didn't have the weight on here, this thing would, this would be like a dome, a poop dome. And then they got one installed right out here. That square metal box is an agitator where it just sits there and stirs the poop up. And this one's kind of big, so I wonder how many they got here. Usually that last one we were at only had 2, and it took about 12 yards of concrete. This one is going to be about 30. So almost, it's quite a bit bigger. And this one will produce roughly 360,000 gallons of methane a week, which is insane. That's a lot of methane. You can sell it. He was saying they sells for about 20 bucks a gallon, and they also use it to power their dairy farm. This water is very inconvenient. I have also determined that it's not shit water. It is indeed just normal, it's just rainwater or water that's been sitting on top. And yeah, so we aren't gonna have shit water all over us. Underwater pumping. I almost want to fill this whole thing up with water. That way we can get a big old boost of water in there, so then we can have water in front of all the full fill, so we don't dry it out. And I'm sure there's already a little water. Yeah. should be through and in the pipe. Let's take a little feel. Not bad. I wish I had a 90 to come off that. 2-inch sharp 90. She's flowing.
Yeah.
This is a steel braid hose too, so it won't kink as easy.
Hell yeah.
We're between 200 and 300 psi. It will obviously go up as the pipes fill up with concrete more, and we may have to move to. All depends. You just never know. But hopefully we can get it all filled from one spot right here. We'll check in with you guys once this truck gets empty. I was just sitting here thinking, what if we got to plug in this PVC somewhere? That would be a real tough one to try to find. I looked in the hole and there is water on the bottom, and I had about a hose and a half full of water, plus the primer. I should have almost used a whole thing of primer. Put a couple of buckets of water in there as well, but whatever, we should be okay. We are pumping at like between 200 and 300 psi. 200 and 300 psi. That's crazy. Machine almost is crying to work harder. I can hear it. It's clunking when it's not under any pressure. Really, it doesn't really work like it's supposed to. It wants more. It wants to work harder. But so far so good. Good thing we got the old screen on there. This stuff's kind of hard to mix up. It's so wet, you'll get them clumps of sand that just pop out of there. And I've seen him throw off about 2 or 3 already, so it's working well. That's just 2x2 screen that I bought at like Runnings or something like that. And I could get two grates out of one screen, so whatever this one decides it wants to end its life, we have another one ready to rock. All right, and you can see how that pipe over there is about underwater. That's because the concrete's in there. The flowable fill finally made it to there, and the weight of it is pushing it back down. That's how you kind of tell where we're at in the process. But this truck might get us to one more, might get us through these 3. Then the next truck will get us hopefully through the next 3. Then the last truck will get us through the last 3. But yeah, we just kind of sit here, make sure everything keeps running right. And when the heat gets empty, turn it off. What's nice about this is on Friday when I was doing this, we had to have a callback. He thought it was going to be 10 yards, and it ended up being about 12 yards. And the plant they were using was about a half hour away from where we were, so I had to sit there for 45 minutes. And the only thing I was worried about with this mix was the sand falling to the bottom and being a real bugger to start pumping again. But we never had that issue. I don't know if me pumping the hopper almost completely empty helped. That way there was no mix in there for it to segregate like that, for that sand to sink down. But we had the next truck show up 45 minutes, almost an hour after the next one, and we just filled it up, started pumping, absolutely no issues. But we have enough concrete ordered today. That is for show. You see that, ooh, the 4th one in there starting to get some concrete in it. See it starting to sink down a little bit. And they're stationed around here. They have vent holes every so often, so you kind of know exactly where it's at, how far it's moved. And then they just take wedges and they just pound the wedge in there. And then we'll wait till the very end. We'll have to walk all the way down there for the last one and and we'll get a shot of it. We'll just start spewing out water, all the water that's in the pipes, and it will look great. It'll look like it's a flowable fill, but it's not. You got to let it sit there and geyser for a while, and we'll turn the pump on, get some pressure in there, because now that is the only relief valve that will be open, the very last one. So we'll have a little hole about this big, relieving all the pressure that the pump is putting in there. So you got to sit there and wait for the water to come out. And then once it's, you know, so we'll start the pump, get some pressure in there. It'll start shooting, turn it off. Once you need to put more pressure in there, turn it on, and then we'll just wait for the old flowable fill to start coming out. And then once the flowable fill starts coming out, you almost let it come down to almost a trickle coming out of there, and then you pound that wedge in there, and then we're good. All right, so looking at the pipes, there's a lot of rock coming out of this truck. There's little ones. There's a couple big ones, but nothing that won't make it through. But with this stuff so liquidy, I think those rocks will just sink right to the bottom of the hopper, and they'll sit right in there. But you can kind of tell we're about 2/3 of the way down over yonder. Still trying to get some up over here, but a lot of it's working its way this way. It's starting to work that, but it's got to work up that hill. So it's going to take the path of least resistance, and so far this one is being the path of least resistance. But we are 1, 2, 3, 4, so we're doing good on the first truck. So if we ordered 30 yards, I know we'll make it. Pump machines out about between 300 and 400 psi still. That's why it's clunking so bad. It's barely under a load. It's like we're washing out. When I'm washing out, it makes this noise. If you were to actually nope. I'll find out where they want you to wash out at quick. If you can do it fast enough before the next truck comes, you can wash out right here. Okay. Made a pretty good dent, I would say. We'll wait for truck 2. We got truck 2 here.
Man, it stinks down here.
It stinks? Oh, this ain't near as bad as the last one. I was gagging on the last one how bad it was.
Oh, really?
And my grandpa had a farm. That looks pretty good. My grandpa had a farm. He had pigs and shit. I was used to it.
You get used to it, and then all of a sudden they stir these ponds up. It's like,
yep.
Yeah.
Got back over the hole at least a little bit.
And that pipe too, we'll tighten it up a little bit more. It's in the back of the gator. Come on.
I didn't even turn it up yet.
somebody didn't tighten it right. Oh, look, the thing's coming out.
Mas. You got the pressure off of it?
Yeah, I can put it in reverse.
Yeah.
There, I got.
this off. I want to make sure it's where it needs to be.
Go for it.
That side's off. Something ain't right.
Water staying in it.
Try. Might have done sat too long.
Easiest way to do this, you take it, put one side on, and you just push this down. It slides right over. There you go. Oh. 1 second here, wait for it to get in. There you go. Oh, watch your finger underneath it. Yep. Keep it on top. There we go. All right. I think we're good. Right around 500 PSI. Going good now. I think that what happened is that thing slid off a little bit. They retightened it down and we're good now. This guy's almost out, I think. It's so hard to tell with global fill. There, I really got interrupted by a dead battery, but we got him finished out. Looks like we have... Yeah, he's standing on the guy in the orange down there. I don't know if you can see him, he's somewhere right there. He's standing on like the last cross section that's not like, that makes the whole U. There's a cross section here. And it looks like he's halfway there. All the other ones, they're not quite, they haven't quite met up there where the group of guys is. So yep, this next truck should finish her. Truck 3's here. He was waiting for that guy to finish washing out, so good timing. She was waiting. Yeah, we'll go in the middle a little bit. That way you can stand here and not get splashed with flowable fill.
Yeah, I tried to roll it back just to look for a second, and I was like, fuck to it.
Yeah, that's exactly how we like it. I think we're getting pretty close. So I gotta walk down there. That way I know when to shut it off. Well, we're right at 500 PSI still. I don't know how far out I can go though without it stopping. Let's find out. Archon would be real ideal right about now. We're starting to get concrete to come out of that one. and there was a good tap on it. You see, here's still hollow, so they're gonna pop a vent hole in that and try to get it to vent out this way.
Oh, it's about to be a geyser, y'all. Get the drill, man. Get the drill.
All right, I'll pump her nice and slow.
Yeah. Pump her right nice and slow.
Woo!
Yeah, it's getting close there. Look how spread it is now. Get them out. Good? Okay, plug it.
Hey, it's tan bueno.
Hey, see? Tired of sitting out here watching it, damn it. Come on, Mick.
All right, so we're all finished. Totally forgot to turn it on, but we just sucked the ball back through the reducer, the 2 to 2.5 inch reducer down there, and sucked it all the way back up. This is the mess. This stuff washes right off. I'm not too terribly worried about that. We have to run water through this guy, and he'll be pretty clean. These are already clean. Want me to do the same thing? Wash out right here? Yeah. Okay.
Put these up in here anyway?
No, that goes on the other side. They like to blow out, so I gotta make sure I keep them underneath.
I don't see very many people with those.
No, they're super handy. You can set it this way, or you can set it this way.
They're on my cover. Yeah, I've seen them right there drop them, and it's like, oh.
If you ever, these are like 35 bucks a piece, so maybe keep some on hand for yourself, just in case you get a pump guy who doesn't use them.
Yeah, and I hadn't seen one use them yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Take a little stroll around the ship ponds. Go catch a turd. But that went very well. When we do these, my second one, but he was saying when he does it, a lot of times you can't do it from one spot. You have to move to try to make sure everything is flowing like it's supposed to, everything's getting filled and all that good stuff, you know. So that's it. Nice little 2-pump day. We got to come back, not to this farm, but to a different farm around the area to do this exact thing again one more time. So these guys are out of North Carolina, I believe, or South Carolina. South Carolina. Just in town to get the job done, you know. Same with those skate park guys. Those guys are out of Florida. They just came up here to do that skate park. So, but that's it from the ship ponds. Thanks for watching. Greatly appreciate it. You know I always do. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.